Welcome back to Nature League. It's the second week of the month, and that means it's time for a field trip. This month's theme is oceans, but we film in Montana, so there's not exactly a convenient way to go on an ocean adventure. Instead, we're gonna take it to the streets and interview some Montanans to see what they know about the oceans and their connection to this theme. Let's go. What percentage of the ocean do you think humans have explored? You guys can collaborate, see if you can come up with something.
It's less than 1%, I heard.
What?
What would your guess be?
I was gonna say like 70%.
I would guess 9%.
20-25%? My guess is 40%.
5%.
Oh, isn't it like 2%?
Look at you. Yeah, it's crazy low.
Okay, so
it's right around there. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. How do tides work? So like, why does the ocean have tides?
It's the moon.
The moon.
The moon.
I think that there's like a gravitational pull, isn't there, with like solar system? I went to Hawaii one time and I realized that on full moons, the tides go out and then they come back in and all the jellyfish and sharks come in.
Hello.
What are you guys doing?
Totally randomly, we have Callie Moore here. You might know her from
Eons.
Callie works on the awesome complexity channel Eons with PBS Digital Studios. Where does the salt in seawater come from?
The continent?
Bobcat tears.
Broken down minerals over time or rocks over time?
Isn't it like runoff? Like, I mean, like mineral runoff from like fresh water that eventually made it into the ocean, and over millions of years it's solidified?
Over millions of years, yeah. Basically like erosion of other
Right.
rocks and pieces. Yeah, totally. What kind of an animal is a whale? Mammal, fish, plant, reptile?
Because
I think
it nurses
I
its
think it's a
young.
mammal.
I'll go with mammal.
It's a mammal.
It is a mammal.
Shut your mouth. No way.
Yeah.
Could you name an environmental problem that is affecting the oceans here, like around the United States?
Yes, the use of plastic bottles.
I would say garbage in the ocean.
Besides climate change, plastic production.
Use of fertilizers.
Coral bleaching, right? South Florida is having trouble with coral bleaching.
Probably the Pacific garbage heap is like a pretty pertinent one.
Definitely.
I think that I heard that it was like the size of Texas floating around out there.
The one that's coming to mind the most is just like the big like trash islands in the middle of the ocean.
Totally.
There's just like a lot around being conscientious about our plastic usage and like our plastic waste and where that goes, and it just goes right into the ocean, and that hurts animals and
Yeah,
our
all of it.
friends.
What can you tell me about ocean acidification?
I've heard of both those words.
It's a big issue in Australia, right? Like in the coral reefs.
I think it's going to lead to the destruction of all coral reef in like 15 years.
There's pollution that is acidifying the ocean to the point where it is probably unhealthy for life to exist.
Ocean acidification is when you get too much CO2 absorbed in your ocean, and that decreases the pH, so it makes it more acidic, which is super bad for like everything that makes a calcium carbonate shell, which is like shells. And,
Definitely shells, yeah.
And coral.
And coral, yeah, stresses them out.
Some species of coral, yeah, yes.
If you could learn anything about the ocean, about any topic, what would you want to know more about?
Octopi.
Climate change impact on the ocean.
I would ask, how deep is it?
I like the like spooky, dark, unexplored depth stuff.
Creatures that live in like the deep ocean.
I really love sea lions, and I would love to learn more about them and their habitats.
Probably cold water deep sea reefs. I would also like to know if there's any adverse effects by desalination.
Ooh, that's a really good point.
You're creating more fresh water and
taking away. What's the balance?
Yeah, what's the balance?
I want to explore the other 98%.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's what I'd
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Are
like
you free?
tomorrow. Yeah,
Great.
we'll go like somebody
Great.
Deep Zizu style. Yeah.
It's my favorite movie! Since I'm such a shark fangirl, I was wondering how many types of sharks people could name.
The great white shark,
Nice.
hammerhead,
Awesome.
buller shark. Is that a thing?
Bull shark,
Okay,
yes.
maybe that's what I was thinking.
So San Jose.
San Jose.
Goblin.
Whale shark?
Yeah. Is sand shark a thing?
There's a sand tiger shark.
Sand tiger shark? Oh, tiger shark.
Tiger shark?
Sand.
Oh, I helped.
Black tip, basking, the one with the weird long tail on the
Thresher
top.
shark.
Thresher sharks.
Is there such thing as like a blue shark or something like
Yes.
that?
At this point, you could just guess adjectives and things
Right,
and
yeah,
put it in
and
front
probably-
of shark, right?
Nerf shark, Nerf shark.
Look at that.
Yes.
Baby shark?
There are
A
tiny
baby
ones.
shark. The illustrious and rare baby shark. What is your favorite ocean creature?
I like dolphins.
I like sharks.
Sea lions.
Sea otter?
I like sea cucumbers a lot.
Anything that bioluminesces.
A whale. I just love whales, and like that's me and my sister really love whales. Or manatees. Manatees are beautiful.
A blue whale or a narwhal?
And now a word. Not from our sponsors, but from the dictionary. Welcome to this month's Wild Word. Once a month on Nature League, we'll look at the etymology, or origin and history, of words related to nature. This month's theme is oceans, and this month's wild word is one of the most beloved ocean species out there. That word is dolphin. Yep. Most everyone knows and loves dolphins, but the origin of the word dolphin is lesser known. Dolphin comes to us from ancient Greek, though it took quite a few steps along the way and transitioned between several languages. Over time, the English took dolphin from French, which took it from Latin, which took it from Greek. In Greek, the word was delphis, and that word literally meant dolphin, that charismatic marine mammal we're familiar with. But the story doesn't stop at the Greek word delphis. Most etymological accounts point to the ancient Greek word delphus as the original source, and that word, delphus, means womb. Now, at first glance, this connection seems pretty odd. What's even more interesting is that there really isn't a single agreed upon reason that this connection was made in the first place. Here are some possibilities. It's possible that something about a dolphin's appearance reminded the ancient Greeks of a womb, either in shape or some other aspect. However, I'm not quite buying this possibility. Another possibility is that the womb connection had to do with dolphins giving live birth, which is seldom seen in marine life. Perhaps people long ago were paying respect to the mammalian nature of these ocean creatures when they named them after something that carries a fetus. Yet another explanation has to do with the Greek god Apollo. Now, Apollo was typically associated with dolphins and appeared alongside these creatures in several myths. The famous Temple of Delphi was dedicated to Apollo, and Homer wrote a famous hymn about how this came to be. The myth goes like this. Apollo went around searching for a place to set up his oracle and found a suitable spot near Mount Parnassus. After setting up his sanctuary, Apollo needed some attendants. He found a ship carrying men from Crete and scared them into worshiping him by jumping on board in the shape of a dolphin. This feat, and the following gain thereafter, is why the temple was named Delphi, according to Homer. While this tale is pretty fun, it leaves a few things out, as per any myth. At the location in question, there was originally a group of worshippers dedicated to the Earth Mother Gaia, who symbolized fertility, among other things. It's totally possible that the location of the temple was originally named Delphi, because of the worship of a goddess connected to the womb. Eventually, people worshipping Apollo took over the space, kept the name, and then, well, who knows how dolphins came into it? The thing is, dolphins and humans have interacted for so long in human history that the origin of the word simply goes back too far to really know why there's a connection between the word for dolphin and the word for womb. So while a formal definition of dolphin is a small gregarious toothed whale that typically has a beak-like snout and a curved fin on the back, dolphin comes to us, for whatever reason, from a word meaning womb. And that is pretty wild. While Montana might not be full of ocean experts, the issue of ocean literacy is actually one that affects the entire United States. Public survey reports over the past 10 years have uncovered a surprising lack of knowledge concerning the Earth's oceans, even in people who live on the coast. For instance, back in 2009, an extensive survey effort revealed that 35% of American adults polled couldn't name a single ocean-related issue affecting the United States, meaning that the American public knew more about topics like college football and the Academy Awards than the oceans. The thing is, oceans are incredibly important to life on Earth, including to us, and knowledge is power. So here on Nature League, we'll be exploring this theme for the rest of the month. Make sure to come back next week where we break down a currently trending peer-reviewed article on Denatured. We'll see you then.